Welcome back to my channel. I am Nature's Best. This is a question that I'm sure a lot of people have, like, how do I live the life that I want to live? How do I get there? Am I living the life that I want to live? That's a question that you might want to ask yourself right now. Are you living the life that you like to live or that you want to live? Do you have worries about the future? Are you haunted by your past? What is going on right now? Do you live with people that you don't want to live? Do you have people in your life that you love? All of these things you should ask yourself right now. And now you can begin to start the process of living the life that you want to live. There is a thing called the law of manifestation, and maybe some of you have heard of it, maybe some of you have not. But practically what it is that you choose what you're going to focus your energy on, and then that ultimately becomes reality, because obviously, well, some of you might not know this, but our thoughts create physical reality, especially if we put focus into it and words and emotion. I've been doing this very, very recently, and I have been noticing the very, very life-changing impacts that it has had on my life, and I feel much more spiritually connected since I started doing this practice. And okay, here it goes. So this is going to be a meditation that you have to incorporate into your everyday life. I mean, you don't have to, but you will want to incorporate it into your everyday life because you can manifest things like that. And it's pretty powerful, and you really get connected to a higher source. Okay, dog. Okay, so number one thing that I would recommend any of you do is write down your thoughts every single day. Every single day, write down all the emotions that you experience, all the thoughts that you're having, all the worries that you're having. Write them all down, even if it takes like 5 pages. Release all of this emotional activity that's going on in your brain. Release all of the worries, release all of the really even intellectual thoughts. Just release them onto paper. And then that's the first step. The second step, which also is related to writing things down, is to write down the fears that you experienced today, or the fears that you're actually feeling. And for this, you already kind of have a depiction of your mind of what you've been thinking all day. So it's actually easier to come up with the fears that you're dealing with every day. So what I do is I write down my fears and I number them 1 through 5 or whatever. And an example would be like, oh, I'm afraid that I'm going to be alone, or I'm afraid that my family is going to look at me as a failure. Something that's really deep down inside of us that we don't like to admit to anybody, let alone really ourselves. So I would recommend that you guys write down your biggest fears. Is it dying? Is it seeing someone that you love die? Something. Really a fear that is with you all the time. So after you write down your fears, now you can go into your meditative state and actually start to get into it, because what I've found out is that if there's a lot going on in my head and I immediately just try to meditate, I get very frustrated with my meditation, and I never really get as far as I want to go because there's so much activity still that needs to be released. So that is the really cool thing about the writing technique, is that you can release all of those things and you don't have to share them with anybody, and they're for your own self-awareness. Okay, so the second step now is to the meditation. And how do you meditate? This is a big question. A lot of people think they know how to meditate. A lot of people don't even know how to meditate. So I'm gonna just teach you some of the things that I know about meditation and how you can actually get deep into it to where you're in a completely different level neurologically. Your brain waves are just changed because you're in a meditative state, and that's really where you want to get. You want to get to the relaxed, really deep Zen meditative state. And this is what you do. What I do, well, this is what I do. I start breathing in very, very deeply. And I don't breathe into my chest, I breathe into my lower belly. So when you breathe in, you want to breathe in very, very slowly so that you slowly start filling all of your lungs, all the capacity. Your lungs actually have a very, very profound capacity of air that they can hold. And the more air that comes in, the more oxygen that you have to cleanse your body. Anyway, so you breathe in. I usually count to 10 seconds for the first breath in, and then count 10 seconds for the first breath out. And you do this. I want to say you should do this at least 5 to 7 times. I sometimes do it up to 10 times, just the 10 breaths, in and out, in and out. And once I get really, really self-aware of my body, then that's when I start connecting my heartbeat. I start really sensing my heartbeat and feeling my heartbeat and connecting that with my breath. So every 2 heartbeats, I'll be breathing. And then you won't even have to really do anything to control your breath. Your breath will actually just line up to what your body wants to be doing, like an oxygenated state. And after this happens, then you really are aware of what your body's doing. You're aware of the physical body that you're in. And that is really the meditation, the second step. The third step now, after you've done this, after you are in the present moment and aware, you're in your meditation, you're deep, now you start having an intention. And the intention goes, you intend to feel a awesome feeling. So you remember and you visualize a moment. The moment doesn't have to be important. It's just about the feeling. So you remember a feeling that you had. For me, for example, I remember when me and Jeremy first met, or when my roommate made me laugh really hard. And I was like so in the moment and so in love and so happy and joyous that my whole body was just reacting with joy. So you do that. You remember a place or a time or even a moment to where you were feeling this way. And you don't focus on the memory, you just feel the feelings of what it is to have that happen. And what will happen then is that your body will start to smile, you will start to just relax physically, and you will be in a very good space. Now, the second part to the third part. Now, this is really where you come into play, and you really are the master of your own life. Now, this is where you start to visualize. You start to visualize the life that you want to live. Exactly how you want to live it, exactly how you want it to look, exactly how you want it to feel, exactly how you want it to touch, like every single thing. You imagine moments. You picture them in the most vivid way possible. You feel the air, you are sensing the people around you. You're pretty much there. You're living already there. So that's where if you want a mansion, you visualize walking into your mansion and touching the furniture and, seeing the floor. And if you want a partner, you visualize what the partner would look like. Everything, really. You create the little world that you're gonna live in. So you do that. And once you have a clear depiction and really, really are in it, living inside of that, you're pretty much going into the future and shaping it, then you connect it with the positive feeling. And now you can visualize yourself experiencing those feelings and experiencing the outer world around you. And once you do that, usually you can end your meditation. You say, I allow myself to be this, I allow myself to see this, I allow myself to touch this, I allow myself to embrace this, whatever it is, I allow myself. So be it, it is done. The universe takes care of it all after that. And really that is amazing. It really, really is amazing. And once you start seeing the changes in your life, you're not gonna want to stop doing this meditation. And actually what I've discovered is that I've focused actually less on what I want now and more of my connection to a higher source. So it's brought me closer to God, actually, and it's really filling my life with everything that a human could possibly want in order to thrive. This is a really deep video, I know, you guys, but seriously, it's amazing, and I couldn't go on without sharing it with all of you. So thank you guys for watching. I love you. If you like these videos, subscribe and check out my other videos. I have a tent tour or whatever, and other videos. So yeah, I love you, and stay present.